Joey Logano just led 323 laps at North Wilkesboro. Out of 450 total laps, one driver controlled 323 of them. The first points race at this track since 1996, and Logano turned it into a one-man show. The race was over the moment he showed up, but how he pulled this off, with his season on the line, that will shock you. Let's start with what was on the line, because this was not just another Sunday for Joey Logano. Coming into North Wilkesboro, Logano had not won a race in 45 straight starts. His last win came all the way back in May of 2025 at Texas Motor Speedway. Think about that. A three-time Cup Series champion, one of the best playoff racers this sport has ever seen, and he could not find victory lane for over a year. And it gets worse. Logano was sitting outside the playoff cut line, below the top 16. With only 5 races left in the regular season, the champ was on the outside looking in. No win, no safety net, nothing. So when NASCAR rolled into North Wilkesboro for the Window World 450, Logano needed a miracle. What he got instead was total control. Remember that number, 323 laps. We will come back to why that number matters more than you think. First, the track itself. North Wilkesboro Speedway is a 0.625-mile short track in the hills of North Carolina. It is one of the original NASCAR tracks. Real history lives there, but the Cup Series had not run a points race at North Wilkesboro since September of 1996, almost 30 years. Jeff Gordon won that last one back in '96. Then the track went dark for decades before NASCAR brought it back for the All-Star race. So Sunday night was huge. A points race at a legendary track for the first time in a generation. Every driver wanted this one. Every fan was watching. And right away, things got weird. Rain washed out qualifying on Saturday, so the starting grid was set by the rule book. And Ryan Blaney landed on the pole. Great news for Team Penske, right? Wrong. Before the green flag even flew, Blaney's team found a power steering problem on the number 12 Ford. They fixed it, but the repair sent him all the way to the back of the 37-car field. One Penske car was already in trouble, but the other Penske car, the number 22, that car was about to make history. Stage 1 was 80 laps, and Logano was not even the story yet. Ty Gibbs hustled his number 54 Toyota to the front and beat Shane Van Gisbergen to the line to win the stage. Van Gisbergen was fast too. He led 49 laps on the night. For a moment, it looked like this race might belong to someone else. Then lap 113 happened. Stage 2 was 185 laps long, and on lap 113, Logano drove into turn 4 and took the lead away from Van Gisbergen. That was the moment the race changed. That was the moment the race was over. Even if nobody knew it yet, because once Logano got to the front, he did not just lead. He disappeared. By lap 150, Logano had stretched his lead over second place, Chase Elliott, to 3.5 seconds. On a track that is barely over half a mile long, that is a massive gap. Then he did something even crazier. He caught Ty Gibbs, the same driver who won Stage 1, and put him a lap down after Gibbs got a speeding penalty. The Stage 1 winner lapped by the leader. That is how fast the number 22 was. But hold on, because while Logano was checking out, one driver was quietly moving forward, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin worked his number 11 Toyota past Chase Elliott during the first long green flag run. The points leader was coming, and he was the only driver on the track with the pace to even think about the number 22. Then came lap 183, and the race almost flipped upside down. Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman wrecked coming off turn 2. Both cars slid down and blocked the entrance to pit road. That brought out the third caution of the night, and the timing was brutal. William Byron and Chase Elliott had just made green flag pit stops, and the yellow flag trapped them 2 laps down. 2 of Hendrick's best cars, buried by bad luck in one moment. Logano, he sailed through it clean. He won Stage 2 without breaking a sweat, and the domination rolled on. Now remember what I told you at the start. Logano needed this race. No win in 45 starts. Outside the cut line, this was survival. And in Stage 3, the pressure finally showed up. The chaos was not done either. On lap 199, Josh Berry crashed after contact with Christopher Bell. Berry's night was destroyed, and he finished 36th. A.J. Allmendinger had it even worse. A broken right rear toe link ended his race, and he finished dead last in 37th. North Wilkesboro was eating cars alive. This track punished every single mistake. By the end of the night, only 6 cars finished on the lead lap. 6 out of 37 starters. Bubba Wallace in 6th place was the very last car that Logano did not lap. Everyone else from 7th on back was at least 1 lap behind. That is not a race. That is a beatdown. But the win was not locked up yet, because after the final round of green flag pit stops, Denny Hamlin started cutting into the lead. Lap after lap, the gap shrank. Hamlin was hunting. The points leader smelled blood, and the run to the finish was one long stretch of green flag racing. No cautions to save anyone, no restarts. Just two of the best short track racers alive, and a sea of slower cars between them and the checkered flag. And that sea of lap traffic decided everything. Logano sliced through the slower cars like they were standing still. Hamlin could not. Every time Hamlin got close, another lapped car got in his way, and Logano stretched the gap right back out. The same traffic that could have wrecked Logano's night became his shield. At the line, the margin was 0.859 seconds. Joey Logano wins the Window World 450, the first points race winner at North Wilkesboro in almost 30 years. Think about the names on that list now. Jeff Gordon won there in 1996. Joey Logano won there in 2026. Two champions, bookending 3 decades of history at one of NASCAR's oldest tracks. After the race, Logano climbed out of the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford and gave the credit to his crew chief. Index equals 3-1. A win anywhere at this point would have sounded great, he told TNT, praising the car Paul Wolfe built for him. And he was honest about what this really meant. It was not just the trophy. He said the points were what his team truly needed, and they cashed in on every single one. Now here is where that number 323 comes back. Just like I promised, leading 323 laps was not just dominant, it was a career high for Logano. In 16 full seasons of Cup racing, across 38 career wins and 3 championships, he had never led that many laps in a single points race, ever. His best night as a race car driver came at age 36, at a track older than his own father's racing memories, in the race he needed most. Back in 2024, Logano won the All-Star race at this same track and led 199 of 200 laps. In 2025, he finished second to Christopher Bell in the All-Star race here. North Wilkesboro is not just a track Logano likes. It might be the best track he has ever had. What does this win actually change? Almost everything. Logano jumped from outside the playoff picture all the way up to 15th in the standings, back above the cut line with 5 races left, and his gain was someone else's pain. Eric Jones got shoved below the top 16 cutoff the moment Logano crossed the finish line. One night at North Wilkesboro flipped the entire playoff bubble. Denny Hamlin did not leave empty-handed either, second place, plus a rough night for Tyler Reddick, who finished 30th after that lap 183 crash stretched Hamlin's points lead to 68 over Reddick. Behind the top 2, Hamlin's Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, Chase Briscoe and Ty Gibbs took 3rd and 4th, with Shane Van Gisbergen rounding out the top 5. 5 races left. The playoffs are coming. And the most dangerous playoff driver of his generation just found victory lane again. If you think Logano makes another deep playoff run, tell me in the comments. Hit subscribe so you do not miss what happens next, because this championship fight just got a whole lot scarier.